Hello, I'm Arkayla. Welcome if you're new here. I'm a shamanic healer, a channel, and an alchemist. And this week and every single week, I offer a free oracle card reading. Before we jump in, I just want to share that if you haven't already checked out the Shekinah Sanctuary, my online portal, then I highly recommend you do. We have really powerful full moon energy at the moment today, and we've got 3 further full moons coming in. We're also moving through the Lionsgate portal. These are all really amazing things to be working with. And in the Shekinah Sanctuary, you will find a library of guided meditations, astral journeys to help support your personal journey with channeling and helping you step into a much higher vibrational and multidimensional place. There's workshops, recorded workshops on how your family dynamics work on a multidimensional level, and daily practices, and just so much more. If this feels like something that would be of help to you, just check out the link in the comments below and see if this is something that would serve your journey. I would love to see you there. So this week we have 3 cards. So if you want to choose a number between 1 and 3, again, go to the comments below and you can use the timestamp to jump directly to your reading, and I'll see you there. If you chose card number 1, this is your card. Okay, so firstly, what's coming through here is great change. I feel like I don't often look at the word on the card, as you'll know if you've been following me for a while. However, when it sticks out for me, then I do. And this says way shower. And as I said, there's an energy of great change with this card. But what I'm getting is this sense of necessary destruction, or a breaking down of things before there can be space made for what is to be seeded, for these new things that are coming in. And what's coming through with this is this beautiful purple amethyst light you can see here in her whatever you call that, I can't remember. And so what that's actually saying to me is there may be uncomfortable moments. However, because there always is when you have to shed something or let something go, but it's overall going to be a very healing process. And the benefit of you getting this heads up means that when you start to see things breaking down, and this could be simple as a friendship or a relationship, and that's not simple, I know that, but when you see things breaking down in your life, which might start this week, you may get you may be made redundant. You might just lose your job. There might be an eviction notice that comes through. It could take any form whatsoever. And what it will do is actually give you the opportunity to make changes that you otherwise would not have made. This is something that I would like to just lean into a little bit, because what we often don't recognize is that we're actually given choices all the time, but they come through very gently. Spirit operate, or source energy, God, whatever you want to call that universal life force energy, it operates in an extremely subtle and gentle way. And our biggest growth opportunity, in fact, one of our biggest growth opportunities as humans, is to become much more attuned to a very sensitive way of being in the world, because we are so conditioned to be quite aggressive, really, and not even know that we are. And the less or the more soft we can become, the more delicate, the more open and able to listen to our instincts, to our feelings, the easier it is for us to flow with life, because we are able then to receive these senses, these feelings, these intuitive leanings towards certain choices that we can make. However, if we're just sort of charging ahead through life, trying to act and show up and hustle and all that kind of stuff, actually we miss a lot of guidance that comes through. And And so that guidance, when it's not heard on the more subtle levels, when it's not received as it could be, which is a very gentle way, it will actually start to get louder and louder and louder. And that might just be this growing sense of, oh, I probably need to leave my job, or I know this relationship isn't good for me, I'm just scared of being single, or I can't imagine finding anyone that will love me as much as this person, whatever the sense is. And that feeling will just get louder and louder and louder. But of course, with it will the emotions will grow and grow and grow. And of course, if we're not acting, if we're still not listening, then that momentum that's weaving through our life experience, which is actually here to help us, can become what we perceive as quite destructive. Maybe we then suddenly get dumped. Maybe we get let go of at work. And so you see, there's this evolution of communication that occurs very naturally and consistently in life. And the more able we are to become more attuned to the subtle and delicate guidance that comes through for us, the faster we can line up with it. And that doesn't necessarily mean we need to act, but it means we can start preparing ourselves. So for example, if this growing sense of this job isn't really the right fit for me has been growing for quite some time, and you're scared of a few things, and that's why you're not acting, instead of waiting for life to act for you, which is what will happen, because this change is part of your destiny, so it has to happen. That's why it's coming up so strongly for you. This is your guide saying, come on, if you choose it, then we don't have to make it happen, because this is actually really what you want on a heart level. This is a destined action for you. This is something that's actually going to bring in new opportunity, new expansion, new growth. And so the more you can just become attuned to the subtle desires that are birthing inside of you, the more you can say to yourself, okay, I feel this desire to change my job, but I'm scared. I'm going to go and get help with my fear so that I can make this leap easily. I'm going to go and talk to a therapist. I'm going to sit with an energy healer. So you see, we start to become more able to weave with life rather than just keep pushing it down. Oh, I'll figure it out tomorrow. Oh, I don't know what to do. I'm just stuck. I'm lost. I'm in a rut. All of these things that we say, which are so optional. And so hopefully with this clarity of how things actually start to evolve in our lives, the messages, the guidance that comes through and how we can start to work with it, this will give you some support in that direction and help you move in a more aligned way, from a more co-creative and conscious way. So if you are in that place of recognizing that, I know this job isn't right for me and I've been meaning to do something about it, I've just felt really overwhelmed, get some help. Reach out. Maybe it's as simple as going on LinkedIn and asking someone that you really admire for a coffee to get some advice. Or if you know it's more emotionally driven, then as I said, maybe look for a therapist or an energy healer. You can reach out to me. I can support you. There's ways and means. It's more just about us recognizing that we have the ability to help ourselves make change rather than push away these desires that come up and wait for life to make them happen in ways that generally aren't that pleasant. So this is what is coming up with this card. Essentially, it's like a big Batman signal saying change is coming into your life. And unless you choose to do something about it, to support yourself, to consciously act, life is going to do it for you. And that may feel a bit disruptive or even chaotic in some places. And the reason this is happening is because the time is right. And it may feel like that's not the case at all. In fact, I so often have clients say to me, Arkayla, everything was going so well, and then all of a sudden this happened and I don't understand why. And the reason is because when things are going well, your soul self basically says, oh, they're in a good situation right now. They have a lot of resources around them, or they're feeling well within themselves. So now we're going to change gear and move into a place that they have wanted for a while, but they haven't had the internal support to do it, or whatever the environment or resources are that you currently have available to you. They haven't necessarily been lined up in quite the same way before. And your soul self will say, let's do it now. And so this life occurrence will happen, and you might be thrown out of whack for a while. But it's not because life's working against you. It's actually because you can take it right now. You have the wherewithal to do it. Or it could simply just be the right time on a soul level, which is always working on a much more from a much bigger perspective, rather. It sees your life as part of a series of lives, and knows that in this life you had certain things that you wanted to occur on a soul level to support you on your karmic multi-life journey. And this time in this life is perfect for this experience to happen. So you see, there's lots of other things always going on, and it's always good to to remember that you're this multi-dimensional being. You're not just this little body and this little life doing this little thing, no matter how little you might seem to prefer it being. Really, you're a very powerful soul. You're infinite, and you carry so much potential and so much life and so much creativity. And this doesn't mean that you need to be super fancy pants in the world. It just means that you carry the ability to know yourself as deeply empowered, should you choose to. So, this is what's coming up in your card this week. There is change coming. How would you like to flow with it? Would you like to make it more gentle? In which case, I would recommend that you sit with, what is the change invitation for me in my life? Is there some area of my life that I am choosing not to flow with change? And do I really know this? If I ask myself some very honest questions, is this situation not really working for me? And how could I do it differently? And how can I help myself in that? Because this is the invitation for you this week. I hope that was helpful. I wish you all the best. If you would like a motto for this week or a mantra, it would be, it is safe for change. It is safe for change. I welcome change into my life. Remember, it's only making space for what you on a heart level are calling in. Wishing you so much love for this week. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. So if you chose card number 2, this is your card. Ooh, a state of great readiness. It feels to me that the stars are aligning. That you have been going through a portal experience, which, if you're not familiar with that term, it's often like an initiation experience. So great change often, and this can be external, internal, all of the above. But it feels to me like you have been waiting for a series of events to align. And whether you've been consciously waiting for that or not is immaterial. Your soul self, maybe I should say, has been curating this very powerful growth experience for you. And this growth experience is really about you stepping into a very new phase of your life. And I just want to show you, because on this card, there's this figure that is about to put this mask on. And what this is saying to me is actually that you are about to literally step into a new version of yourself. But as you can see, they haven't yet put the mask on. So there's still this element of time that is playing out. And so it's not patience I'm going to invite you into, because I feel like things are actually moving extremely quickly for you. It's more steadiness. This process is inevitable. It's part of your destiny. However, the most important thing for you at the moment is to stay really grounded in yourself. And at the moment, there is a lot of full really powerful full moons. There's one today, and there's a series of 3 more that are coming in over the next 3 months. And just staying very steady in yourself, flowing with the tides of energy that are going to be coming in, allowing your banks to open. If you can, I want to use the analogy of a floodplain. You know, when the full moons come in, the energy rises significantly, and obviously as the moon controls the flow of water on this planet, the tide rises. And energetically, if you can flow with this moon and the 3 following from a place of, I can feel my energies rising, I can feel parts of me being affected, being highlighted, because with these moons there are going to be patterns that will be brought to the surface for you to bear witness to change, to expand, to transform. And so the invitation is for you to sit with what's coming up, to make the time to prioritize being very present with what is coming up. Because the more that you can do that, the more you will gain from what is coming through. These full moons, every full moon, every act of nature, everything in your real life experience is here to help you. The more that we consciously acknowledge that and work with the process, the more powerful it is for us and the more beneficial. And so you are being invited to recognize that you, over these next full moons, the next 4 months, are going to be really stepping into this new place. And your mastery that you have been attuning yourself for is going to really come to the fore as you are going to be given the opportunity to observe elevation of sentiment, of emotion that will occur with each full moon, that will bring to the surface maybe aspects that are a bit challenging, but you are going to hold yourself in a very steady place and observe what's coming up and hold space for that, because you have been practicing this in a multitude of ways, and it's now like a graduation experience. Now the next 4 moons are going to really help you deeply, deeply embody what you have been practicing for quite some time, and this is going to be a very powerful experience as well as catalyst for this new vibrational experience you're stepping into, this new life experience. So that's a heads up. But really what the message is yes, be aware of all of these amazing things, but do remain steady in yourself. This is the key. This is the invitation. And so by staying steady in yourself, you will really enjoy this process of great expansion and change. I hope that was helpful for you, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care. Card number 3, very simple. I don't often read the words, as you'll know if you follow me, but this one screams lovers. I feel a deep karmic bond coming in for you. So this doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to meet a partner. For example, if you're in relationship, and happily so, what this can mean is you're going to reconnect with an old soul for you. So someone that you've known in past lives is going to return and reconnect with you in this one. And this can take the shape of a family member. Maybe your brother or sister has a baby, or your daughter has a baby, and that baby's just like, oh, I know you. You know, it's just immediate. You have this profound connection with them. Maybe you are single. Maybe this is your soulmate coming in. And again, if you're in relationship, maybe this is a friend that you're about to make, or someone at work you're going to connect with. And whatever the situation, this is a karmic relationship that is profound, and they are coming back into your life. And this is really nice. It's just a beautiful experience. And the reason that they're reappearing is because you are both aligned energetically again, and there is more for both of you to gain from walking on this planet in this lifetime together again. How beautiful. Just going to see if anything else. And what's coming through here is that this, and why now? Just because it's the right time. And not just in terms of the right time of the year. This is the right time for your souls over the multitude of lives that you've had to reconnect at this time. And it might be also to bring something into completion for you both. Maybe you've had a series of experiences over a multitude of lives, and this is coming up again. This is going to come up again in this one, but you will both face it in a new way together. And in that process, you will bring that into completion, and this will help you see yourselves and each other differently. What's really coming through is a recommendation for a book that's called The Little Soul and the Sun. I'll put the link in the comments below. It's such a beautiful book, and it describes how karmic connections work in such a beautiful way, and it will really transform the way that you see relationship. So I'll add that in the comments below. But really, I just wish you a wonderful week, and I am excited to see how this beautiful connection returns in your life. And I feel it will be a good connection. This is something that you will enjoy, and it might be someone that you already even know, but you haven't had the opportunity to spend much time with. And for whatever reason, that's going to happen now, and it's just going to give you this opportunity to really deeply connect. So yeah, there's this really strong energy of companionship, and this is really needed in your life. I feel like you may not have received that kind of intimacy before. And when I say intimacy, I don't mean sexual intimacy. Intimacy is about being able to share your most vulnerable aspects with a person that you feel entirely safe with. And I feel that this is the level of bond and connection that is being made available to you now. So have a lovely week, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.